in Valley Parade as Bradford City score a last-minute.com winner to set themselves up to League One. That's what I'm talking about. We'll get into it and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video today. It's all about the League Two playoffs, that's right, as we enter the first legs just around the corner, and we'll get to it in a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want some shop for Blackburn Rovers, League Two, World Football. We're going here under one Rooski. That's right, chaotic scenes over at Bradford City as they got over the line in the bloody end, in stoppage time, and of course, massive stadium sort of raid by the fans there right at the end. But of course, it's been a long time overdue. Bradford have been in the wilderness for some time, and maybe, just maybe, this could be the catalyst for a rebounce. That's right. But what about heartbreak for those at Walsall, of course, so close to getting over the line, but their form has been criminal. We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Big shout out to the members, big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are. So what we're going to do now, though, is revisit my predictions. They should be on the screen right about now. And of course, showcase you the final table before we kick on forward to this year's playoffs. That's right. Starting with Accrington Stanley, they did lose to Chesterfield. I went with a 2-0. It was a 1-0 win. Chesterfield may or may not have made the playoffs. We'll showcase you that in a minute. One team not in the playoffs, that is Bradford City. I did go with a win for Bradford, but it was looking very ominous at one stage. Of course, it was 0-0 to the bitter end, but they got over the line and they got themselves promoted. Meanwhile, Bromley ended the season strong with a 3-0 win over Cheltenham. I went with a 1-0 win. Carlisle will be playing non-league football next season, despite a 2-2 draw, which may have eliminated Salford from the playoff race. Colchester also were in the mixer for one of those top 7 spots, but they ended up with a 0-0 draw. Walsall did win their first win in a long, long time, but it wasn't enough to get over the line. That's right. Meanwhile, Harrogate Town with a 2-1 win over Morecambe. Of course, they'll be playing non-league football. Wimbledon, of course, doing themselves no harm with a bit of form as well, beating Grimsby on the road. Tranmere with a 4-1 win over Newport County. Doncaster beating Notts County. Gillingham getting a win over Port Vale, of course, who are already promoted. And Swindon Town and MK Dons duked out to a 0-0 draw. Folks, the table ended up looking like this. Of course, Doncaster Rovers are champions. They'll be playing League One football once again. Port Vale ended up in second spot, and they'll return to the third tier of English football. And they'll be joined by Bradford City, like I said, a long, long time overdue. But the teams in the playoffs, it will be Walsall, a bit out of sorts, but they did get back to winning ways. They're joined by Wimbledon, of course, on the back of a win. Notts County, of course, were in the mixer there with somebody's highbrow team just this last match day. And Chesterfield squeaking in there at the expense of Salford and possibly even the expense of Grimsby Town. That's right. So that is that. We do have a prediction league. It's still going. I promise you, an update either for the final, before the final, maybe declare a winner, and that's what I'll probably do for that. So keep on doing your thing. Yes, there's been a little bit of a flaky end to the prediction league, but we keep on going. All right, then, folks, these are the matches. That's right. 4 clubs remain and only 2 spots for 2 in the final. But we've got 2-legged affair coming at you. First and foremost, we're going to take a little look at Chesterfield taking on Walsall. That match taking place on Sunday, May the 11th. Be with you. That's right. Paul Cook's boys, of course, finished 7th in the league. They squeaked in there at the death there with a win. But they're coming into some pretty good form, 75% form for them at the moment. Up against Walsall, who did finish 4th, just dropping out the automatic spots on the final day of the season after a pretty woeful bit of form. But they do come into this on the back of a win. Now, they have played Chesterfield 17 times since 2004. We've got 6 wins Chesterfield, 7 wins Walsall, and there's been 4 draws between these two sides. Coming into this, Chesterfield have a 2-0 win on the record against Walsall. They scored 24 goals in those 17 matches, picking up a 1.41 points per match ratio, or goals per match ratio, should we say. Walsall coming into this, they have a 4-1 win on the record. They got 30 goals against Chesterfield, picking up a 1.76 goals a game ratio against Chesterfield. Now, this season, they did play each other twice, of course, one time in Chesterfield, that match ending up being a 2-2 draw way back in October 2024. The reverse fixture at the Bescott was a 3-1 win for Walsall way back in February. Last time Chesterfield picked up the win was way back in August 2016 when these two sides were in League One. Like I said, Chesterfield on the back of back-to-back wins. Walsall, though, on the back of a 1-0 win themselves over Crewe. I am recording this dead early here. The final whistle still ringing in my ear, so we've got no odds. So it's all about my gut instinct. And my gut instinct says that it's going to be a Chesterfield victory in that first leg. 2-0 win. They have the momentum. They have the belief. And they're on a bit of a cloud high right now, where Walsall are down a Debbie Downer after missing out in the bitter stages there. So 2-0 win. Chesterfield have the upper hand. It has to come back to the Bescott, though. But that will leave them in good hands at Chesterfield. Next up we go, it's over to Notts County as they entertain Wimbledon. That's right, this match taking place on Sunday, May the 11th as well. A bit of a later kickoff, evening kickoff, 6:30 in the UK, I believe. But anyway, Notts County sitting in 6th spot right now with 72 points. Just one win out of the last 6 matches. The biggest Wimbledon also coming into this with a bit of wobbly bit of form, but they do come into this on the back of a win. They did sit 5th in the table with 73 points, just 1 point better off than Notts County. Now, they played each other 6 times since 2015, just 1 win for Notts County, 5 wins for Wimbledon, and there's been no draws. Of that one and only win for Notts County, they've scored 4 goals against them, picking up a 0.67 goals a game ratio. As for Wimbledon, they've got a 2-0 win on the record. They've got 12 goals scored against Notts County, picking up 2 goals a game on average. Now, these two sides did lock horns twice this season, one time at Notts County. That match ended up in favour of Notts County. So one and only win for Notts County it was this season back in October. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture at Plough Lane was a 2-0 win for Wimbledon. That was way back in March. The Dons on the back of that 1-0 away win to Grimsby, so back-to-back away matches for Wimbledon. Meanwhile, Notts County coming into on the back of that defeat to Doncaster, of course, which gave them the title. Again, got no odds on this one, but gotta go with my gut on this one. This is a bit more tighter than the first leg. I'm going to sit on the fence, on the proverbial fence here, with a 1-1 draw, which of course puts it all on the line when these two sides lock horns at Cherry Records Stadium. That's right. So that's my take. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about the League Two playoffs. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Of course, make sure you smash your subscribe on your way out, and of course, hit the little bell. We'll see you when we return for those second legs and to see who will make it through to the final. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. We're done.